Hello and welcome to Kate's Paper Creations. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sequim, Washington, the state, and I am here to share a follow-up video with you. The other day I posted a card that where I used the Autumn Essentials dies and the beautiful Autumn stamp set to create this card. And when I did it, I was telling you about how I put the double-sided adhesive on the back of these pumpkins, and so that they would be easier to adhere that delicate design onto the background. And then I said, be sure and save these pieces because I'm going to come back and use them. So this is what I'm here to do today, is just to share with you how I used those pieces. I cut out, using the dies, the background part of the pumpkin. And then because these were already all sticky back, it was very easy to just then peel the backing off and put the gold foil, brushed gold foil on the fronts of those pumpkins. I think they turned out pretty cute. So that's what this is. This is old, Pear Pizzazz cardstock, and I just made a A2 greeting card. I used Very Vanilla, and I used the largest stitched rectangle dies to cut a piece for the front and for the inside of the card. And then I cut these also from the Autumn Essentials dies. It has these dies in there for the small and large pumpkin, and for these I'm assuming they would be wheat stalks, and I cut out some of those out of Bumblebee. These are the in color enamel dots like this, and I used the golden or yellow Bumblebee color ones and just added a little bit because it seemed a little empty up here. I was going to put this sentiment up here, but I didn't want a floating pumpkin. So I ended up tucking it down below. This sentiment also comes from the Autumn Goodness stamp set, All Good Things Come From Above. This is pumpkin pie for the background, and as I said, this is Bumblebee for the wheat stalks. Very Vanilla, Pear Pizzazz. I stamped this with, I cut it out, the background out of Very Vanilla. I used a sponge dauber and inked the edges with pumpkin pie, and I stamped the sentiment with pumpkin pie. And then I used the pumpkin pie marker, the thin end or fine end, and just drew in a couple of lines to give it a little bit more shape. And I attached most of this with glue dots. These were all with glue dots, these and these. The only one that's set up is this last one that's in the very front. It was put on with dimensionals, so it created that look. And then I went in and did one more pumpkin, and I used Very Vanilla and brushed the color pumpkin pie onto it. Then I cut it out. It had the double-sided adhesive on it, and I just put it all back together inside here to create a little bit of an inside look. So there you have it. There's that card I made with the pieces I saved when I made this one. Glad you stopped by. Hope you enjoyed your visit.